Commander Jack Morrison pressed his face against the cold metal window of Aurora 7 space station. The supermoon hung in the darkness like a giant silver coin. It looked bigger than he had ever seen it before. The bright surface seemed to pulse with strange energy that made his skin tingle. Jack had been watching Earth's moon for 3 hours now. Something was different tonight. The lunar surface appeared to glow with an inner light that had nothing to do with reflected sunlight. His enhanced vision implants, installed during his military service upgrade, picked up electromagnetic readings. That should not exist. Commander Morrison, you need to see this. Lieutenant Rebecca Hayes approached from behind, her boots clicking on the metal floor. She carried a data tablet that displayed readings from across the solar system. Jack turned, away from the window. What have you found, Hayes? Rebecca's face looked worried. She pointed to the tablet screen. The bio-warriors down on Earth are acting strange. Their neural patterns are showing massive fluctuations. Our scanning equipment is picking up interference in their control systems. Jack took the tablet and studied the data. For 3 years, the alien hegemony had controlled Earth with an iron fist. Their greatest weapon was not their advanced ships or energy weapons. It was the bio-modified human soldiers they had created, from captured prisoners. The aliens took humans from Mars Colony, Europa Station, and Earth itself. They changed these people with advanced genetic manipulation and neural implants. The process turned normal humans into living weapons. These bio-warriors had superhuman strength, enhanced reflexes, and complete loyalty to their alien masters. At least they used to have complete loyalty. Look at these readings from the Denver facility, Rebecca said, pointing to specific data. Streams. The bio-warriors there have been moving in circles for the past hour. Some of them have stopped responding to direct commands. Jack studied the information more carefully. The neural implant signals that normally controlled the bio-warriors showed unusual static patterns. It was as if something was interfering with the alien control technology. Has this happened before? Jack asked. Never. Not since the invasion began. The bio-warriors have always followed orders perfectly. They never hesitate, never question, never remember their human lives. Jack looked back at the supermoon. A crazy idea began forming in his mind. When did these readings start? Rebecca checked her data. About 3 hours ago, right when the moon reached its closest point to Earth. The same time I started noticing the strange energy readings from the lunar surface. Jack handed back the tablet. Get me Dr. Michael Chen on the communication system. I need to speak with our xenobiologist immediately. Rebecca activated her wrist communicator. Within minutes, Dr. Chen's voice crackled through the station's speakers. His laboratory was located deep underground in the Cheyenne Mountain facility, one of humanity's last major strongholds. Commander Morrison, what can I do for you? Dr. Chen sounded tired. He had been working around the clock since the invasion began, trying to understand alien technology and find weaknesses. Doctor, are you monitoring the bio-warrior neural activity tonight? Yes, and it's fascinating. Their implant systems are experiencing unprecedented interference. I've never seen readings like this before. Jack looked out at the supermoon again. Could lunar electromagnetic activity be causing the interference? There was a long pause. When Dr. Chen spoke again, his voice carried excitement. Commander, that's brilliant. The moon's gravitational pull is at its strongest tonight. But more importantly, the lunar core contains minerals that could generate specific electromagnetic frequencies. Frequencies that might interfere with alien neural control technology? Exactly. The bio-warriors were originally human. Their brains still have human neural patterns underneath the alien modifications. If the right electromagnetic field disrupted the control implants, the original human consciousness might start to resurface. Jack felt his heart rate increase. This could be the breakthrough humanity desperately needed. How long will this supermoon effect last? The moon will remain at peak closeness for approximately 18 hours. After that, the electromagnetic interference should gradually decrease. Jack made his decision quickly. Doctor, I need you to prepare everything you know about bio-warrior neural systems. Hayes, contact Colonel Patricia Lewis immediately. Tell her we have a potential game changer. Rebecca began working on her communicator while Jack stared at the supermoon. If they were right, tonight might offer humanity's first real chance to strike back against the hegemony. But they would need to act fast. Within an hour, Colonel Lewis's image appeared on the main communication screen. She looked alert despite the late hour. Her underground command center buzzed with activity in the background. Morrison, Hayes briefed me on your theory. Chen's preliminary analysis supports your hypothesis. The bio-warriors are definitely experiencing neural disruption. Jack leaned forward. Colonel, I request permission to launch Operation Moonbreak. We need to capture bio-warriors while they're vulnerable and attempt to reverse their conditioning. Colonel Lewis considered the proposal. The risk is enormous. If you're wrong, we lose valuable personnel and equipment. If you're right, we might save those poor souls and gain crucial intelligence. The opportunity won't come again, ma'am. The next supermoon won't occur for months. By then, the aliens might have adapted their technology. Very well. You have authorization for Operation Moonbreak. Take a small team and attempt to extract bio-warriors from the Denver facility. Dr. Chen will provide technical support. Hayes, you'll coordinate from Aurora 7. Jack felt a mixture of excitement and fear. Thank you, Colonel. We won't waste this chance. As the communication ended, Jack looked out at the supermoon one more time. The bright lunar surface seemed to call to him, promising hope for humanity's darkest hour. Tonight, the same celestial body that had inspired human poetry and dreams for thousands of years might help free humanity from alien oppression. He turned to Rebecca. Prepare the assault shuttle. We're going to save some souls tonight. The supermoon continued its silent vigil over Earth, its ancient light carrying new hope for the human race. Far below on the planet's surface, bio-warriors began to remember fragments of their former lives, their alien-controlled minds struggling against bonds that suddenly seemed weaker than before. Jack Morrison prepared for the most important mission of his life, knowing that success or failure might determine humanity's future among the stars. The assault shuttle cut through Earth's atmosphere like a silver arrow. Commander Jack Morrison sat with his team of 12 elite soldiers, each one carrying specialized equipment designed by Dr. Michael Chen. The supermoon cast everything below, in bright silver light, making the ruined city of Denver look like a ghost town made of metal and stone. Jack checked his electromagnetic pulse device one more time. The small device looked simple, but Dr. Chen promised it could disrupt alien neural implants without killing the bio-warriors. At least, that was the theory. They would find out soon enough if it actually worked. 2 minutes to landing zone, called Sergeant Tom Bradley from the pilot seat. Tom had been flying rescue missions since the invasion began. His steady hands and calm voice had saved countless lives during the darkest days of the war. Through the shuttle window, Jack could see the hegemony ground base built into the ruins of downtown Denver. The alien structure rose from the broken cityscape like a twisted metal mountain. Bio-warriors moved around the base in slow, confused patterns instead of their usual precise formations. Remember the plan, Jack told his team. We identify former human soldiers, use the EMP devices to disrupt their neural implants and extract them quickly. No unnecessary risks. We're here to save people, not start a major battle. The shuttle landed quietly in the shadows of collapsed buildings 2 miles from the alien base. Jack's team moved through the rubble on foot, using night vision equipment to navigate the dangerous terrain. The supermoon provided enough light to see clearly, but also made them visible to enemy patrols. As they approached the base perimeter, Jack spotted their first bio-warrior. The figure stood motionless near a guard post, staring up at the supermoon with obvious confusion. Jack recognized the military bearing and facial features immediately. "That's David Thompson," whispered Corporal Lisa Martinez, checking her identification scanner. Former Marine captain, captured during the fall of Phobos Station 2 years ago. Jack felt his chest tighten with emotion. David Thompson had been a good friend before the invasion. They had served together on 3 different missions. Seeing him changed into an alien weapon made Jack's hands shake with anger. Thompson stood 7 feet tall now, his body enhanced with alien biotechnology. His muscles bulged unnaturally, and strange metallic patches covered parts of his skin. But his face still looked human underneath the modifications. His eyes, once bright blue, now glowed with a faint green light from the alien implants. Thompson is moving slowly, observed Private Kevin Walsh, their technical specialist. His normal reaction time should be less than half a second. Right now, he's taking 3 or 4 seconds to respond to simple stimuli. Jack crept closer to his former friend. Thompson's head turned toward him, but the movement seemed sluggish and uncertain. The bio-warrior's enhanced senses should have detected Jack immediately, but the lunar interference was clearly affecting his alien systems. David, Jack whispered, using Thompson's first name instead of his rank. David Thompson, do you remember me? Thompson's glowing eyes focused on Jack's face. For a moment, confusion replaced the usual blank expression of bio-warriors. His mouth opened slightly as if trying to speak, but no words came out. Jack activated his EMP device and aimed it at Thompson's head. The device hummed quietly for 3 seconds, sending electromagnetic pulses designed to disrupt the neural implants. Thompson staggered backward and grabbed his head with both hands, clearly in pain. David, listen to my voice. You're Marine Captain David Thompson. Your service number is 7749521. You have a sister named Lisa who lives in Phoenix. You swore an oath to protect humanity. Thompson's eyes flickered between green and blue. The alien glow began to fade as the EMP device continued its work. Suddenly, Thompson collapsed to his knees, breathing heavily. Jack? Thompson's voice sounded rough and confused. Jack Morrison? What happened to me? Where am I? Jack felt tears in his eyes, but forced himself to stay focused. David, you were captured and modified by the aliens. We're here to get you out. Can you walk? Thompson looked down at his changed body with horror. What did they do to me? I feel so different, so strong, but wrong. We'll explain everything later. Right now, we need to move. Jack's team had located 3 other bio-warriors in similar states of confusion. Former Lieutenant Sarah Kim from the Lunar base, Sergeant Mike Rodriguez from the Earth Defense Force, and Private Jennifer Adams from the Australian Corps. All of them showed signs of recovering their original personalities under the supermoon's influence. The extraction proved more difficult than expected. As Jack's team prepared to leave with the 4 recovered bio-warriors, alarm signals began sounding throughout the alien base. The hegemony controllers had noticed their missing soldiers and were attempting to regain neural control. Thompson suddenly screamed in pain and grabbed his head again. Something's trying to get back into my mind. It hurts so much. The other recovered bio-warriors experienced similar agony as the alien systems fought to reassert control. Jack realized they had to. Get the rescued soldiers away from the base's neural transmission towers immediately. Everyone move now! Jack ordered his team. The aliens are trying to recapture their minds. The retreat became a running battle as hegemony forces pursued them through the ruined city. Bio-warriors, still under alien control, moved with their usual deadly efficiency, forcing Jack's team to use every trick they knew to stay ahead. Thompson, despite his pain, used his enhanced strength to help carry injured team members. His alien modifications made him faster and stronger than any normal human, but his recovered humanity drove him to protect his rescuers rather than obey his former masters. I remember now, Thompson said as they reached the extraction point. They took my memories, my personality, everything that made me human, but it's coming back. I remember my oath, my duty, My friends! The shuttle lifted off, just as hegemony reinforcements arrived at the landing zone. Jack looked down at the 4 recovered bio-warriors sitting in the passenger compartment. They looked confused and frightened, but undeniably human again. Dr. Chen's voice crackled over the communication system. "Commander, how did the mission go?" Jack smiled for the first time in months. "Doctor, prepare your medical facilities. We're bringing home 4 of our own. And Chen, start working on a permanent solution to break the alien conditioning. Tonight, proved it can be done." As the shuttle flew toward the Cheyenne Mountain facility, the supermoon continued to shine down on Earth, its ancient light now carrying new hope for humanity's enslaved children. Deep inside Cheyenne Mountain, Dr. Amanda Rodriguez worked around the clock in her medical laboratory. The 4 recovered bio-warriors lay on examination tables, their bodies still showing the effects of alien modification. David Thompson's enhanced. Muscles twitched as his nervous system fought to adjust to his restored human consciousness. Commander Jack Morrison stood beside Thompson's bed, watching his friend struggle with memories that came back in painful fragments. Thompson's eyes had returned to their natural blue color, but his body remained changed forever by the alien biotechnology. "I remember the capture now," Thompson said, his voice weak but determined. "We were defending Phobos Station when their ships surrounded us. They took the survivors to processing centers. The pain during conversion was beyond description." Dr. Rodriguez looked up from her computer screen. "The alien neural implants created new pathways in your brain while suppressing your original personality. The supermoon's electromagnetic field disrupted those artificial pathways, allowing your true self to resurface." Jack studied the medical readings displayed on the wall monitors. "Doctor, can we make this change permanent? Will they stay human when the supermoon effect ends?" "I'm working on that problem now. The neural pathways seem to be stabilizing, but I need more time to be certain." Lieutenant Rebecca Hayes entered the laboratory carrying urgent reports from around the world. Her face showed excitement mixed with concern. "Commander, we're receiving messages from resistance cells globally. Captain Susan Miller in Australia reports successful bio-warrior extractions during the supermoon. The Canadian resistance freed 6 bio-warriors from the Toronto facility. Even the underground fighters in Europe managed to save some of their people." Jack felt hope growing in his chest. "How many total recoveries?" "Over 200 bio-warriors have been freed from alien control in the past 24 hours. They're all showing signs of personality recovery similar to Thompson and his team." Thompson sat up on his examination table despite Dr. Rodriguez's protests. "Jack, we need to use this opportunity while it lasts. I know things about hegemony operations that could help the resistance. The aliens use captured humans as more than just soldiers." "What do you mean?" "They connected our enhanced brains to their computer systems. We processed tactical information, analyzed human behavior patterns, planned their strategies. Everything the hegemony knows about defeating humanity came through bio-warrior minds." Dr. Rodriguez stopped her work and stared at Thompson. "You're saying the aliens have been using human intelligence against humanity itself?" "Exactly. But now that we're free, we can turn that knowledge against them. I know their weak points, their supply routes, their command structure." Jack realized the implications immediately. The recovered bio-warriors were not just rescued prisoners. They were intelligence assets with detailed knowledge of enemy operations. Over the next week, Thompson and the other recovered bio-warriors began training a new type of resistance unit. They called themselves the Redemption Squad, combining their alien enhancements with restored human determination and tactical knowledge. Thompson became Jack's lieutenant, using his inside knowledge to plan increasingly bold rescue missions. His enhanced strength allowed him to carry heavy equipment that normal humans could not manage. His improved reflexes made him deadly in combat against bio-warriors still under alien control. The Redemption Squad's first major success came during a raid on the processing facility in former Seattle. Thompson led 12 other recovered bio-warriors through the facility's security systems, which he understood from his time under alien control. The conversion chambers are on the lower levels, Thompson explained to Jack as they prepared for the mission. They keep captured humans in stasis while the biotechnology changes their bodies. If we can reach them before the process completes, we can save them. The Seattle raid rescued 40 civilians who had been scheduled for conversion into bio-warriors. Among them was Dr. Patricia Wilson, a former NASA scientist who had been captured 3 months earlier. Her knowledge of spacecraft systems would prove valuable for future operations, but success came with a price. The aliens adapted quickly to humanity's new tactics. Overlord Commander Vexthon, the hegemony leader controlling Earth operations, began implementing new neural protocols designed to resist electromagnetic interference. Rebecca delivered the bad news during a strategy meeting in the Cheyenne Mountain Command Center. Our monitoring stations show that newer bio-warriors are not affected by lunar electromagnetic fields. The aliens have upgraded their control technology. Jack studied tactical displays showing hegemony positions around the world. How many bio-warriors are using the new systems? Approximately 30% of their forces now have upgraded neural implants. That number increases daily as they recall existing bio-warriors for modification. Thompson clenched his enhanced fists in frustration. They're learning from our successes. Soon, the supermoon effect won't work on any of their soldiers. Dr. Rodriguez had been working on a solution to this problem. She entered the command center carrying a sealed container that glowed with soft blue light. I may have found a permanent answer, she announced. Using tissue samples from recovered bio-warriors and minerals from lunar meteorites, I've developed a viral agent that can permanently sever alien neural connections. Jack examined the container carefully. How does it work? The virus spreads through direct contact with bio-warriors. Once it enters their system, it attacks the alien neural pathways while leaving natural brain functions intact. Each freed, bio-warrior becomes a carrier who can liberate others. Thompson stepped forward. You want to test it on me? Only if you volunteer. The process should be painless, but we've never tried it before. Thompson looked at Jack, then at his fellow recovered bio-warriors. If this works, we could free every bio-warrior on Earth. If it fails, we lose our advantage completely. Jack understood the stakes. Thompson, the choice is yours. You've already given more than anyone could ask. Thompson rolled up his sleeve. Doc, let's do this. Humanity deserves to be free. Dr. Rodriguez carefully injected the viral agent into Thompson's arm. For several minutes, nothing seemed to happen. Then Thompson's eyes began to glow with a different kind of light. Not the alien green, but a warm golden color. I can feel it working, Thompson said with wonder. The last traces of alien control are disappearing. My mind feels completely clear, for the first time since my capture. Within hours, the viral agent proved its effectiveness. When Thompson made contact with bio-warriors still under partial alien control, they immediately began showing signs of liberation. The virus spread exactly as Dr. Rodriguez had predicted. Jack realized they now had a weapon that could turn the entire war around. But deploying it would mean changing the conflict forever, transforming it from a battle against alien invaders into a race to liberate humanity's enslaved children before the hegemony could stop them. Commander Jack Morrison stood on the observation deck of a hidden military base in the Rocky Mountains, watching the sunrise paint the sky orange and red. 3 weeks had passed since Dr. Amanda Rodriguez successfully created the liberation virus. The Redemption Squad had grown from 4 recovered bio-warriors to over 200, each one a former victim now fighting for human freedom. David Thompson approached with urgent intelligence reports. His enhanced senses allowed him to detect enemy movements from great distances, making him invaluable for reconnaissance missions. Jack, we've intercepted hegemony communications. They're planning something massive in New York City. The aliens are converting the entire Manhattan area into their largest processing facility yet. Jack studied the tactical data Thompson provided. The numbers were staggering. How many humans are they holding there? Our estimates suggest over 50,000 civilians in various stages of conversion. If they complete the process, the hegemony will have an army large enough to overwhelm our remaining defenses. Lieutenant Rebecca Hayes joined them, carrying reports from resistance cells worldwide. Commander, we're receiving similar intelligence from other locations. The aliens are consolidating their operations into mega-facilities. London, Tokyo, Sydney, all showing massive construction projects. Jack realized the hegemony was preparing for a final push to convert every remaining human on Earth. The aliens had learned from their mistakes and decided to complete their conquest quickly, before humanity could mount an effective resistance. We need to hit the New York facility before they finish the conversions, Jack decided. Thompson, how many Redemption Squad members can we deploy? 237 recovered bio-warriors ready for combat, all carrying the Liberation virus. Each contact we make with enslaved bio-warriors will spread the freedom effect. Dr. Rodriguez arrived with final preparations for the mission. She had modified the Liberation virus to work faster and more effectively. The new version can free a bio-warrior within minutes instead of hours, but you'll need direct physical contact to transfer it. Jack assembled the largest rescue operation humanity had attempted since the invasion began. The Redemption Squad would coordinate with traditional human forces led by General Robert Hayes, Rebecca's father, who commanded the Eastern Defense Corps from his underground bunker in Virginia. The attack on New York began at dawn. Human aircraft, modified with electromagnetic pulse weapons designed to disrupt alien technology, provided air support. The Redemption Squad advanced on foot through the ruins of Brooklyn, their enhanced abilities allowing them to move faster than normal human soldiers. Thompson led the main assault team toward the massive conversion facility that the aliens had built in Central Park. The structure rose like a twisted metal mountain, pulsing with alien energy that made the air itself feel heavy and wrong. Remember, our priority is saving the prisoners, Jack told his forces over the communication system. Every freed bio-warrior becomes another ally. Every rescued civilian is a victory against the hegemony. The battle for New York became unlike anything the world had seen before. Bio-warriors fought bio-warriors in brutal hand-to-hand combat, while human forces provided support with their electromagnetic weapons. The Liberation virus spread through contact as Thompson and his team engaged enslaved bio-warriors in close combat. Jack watched in amazement as bio-warriors by the dozens began breaking free from alien control during the fight. Their eyes changed from alien green to human colors as the virus restored their original personalities. Instead of continuing to fight for the hegemony, they immediately turned on their former controllers. "This is incredible," Rebecca reported from the command center. "Our sensors show massive neural disruption throughout the facility. The aliens are losing control of their bio-warrior forces faster than they can compensate." Thompson and his advance team penetrated deep into the conversion facility's core. They discovered thousands of humans in various stages of transformation, connected to alien machinery by tubes and cables. Some had been changed so much they looked barely human, while others showed only minor modifications. "Jack, you need to see this," Thompson called over the communication system. "They're not just converting individuals. They're connecting multiple human brains together to create some kind of massive thinking machine." Jack joined Thompson in the facility's central chamber. What he saw made his blood run cold. Hundreds of partially converted humans were connected in a vast network, their enhanced brains processing information for the alien war effort. The humans were still conscious but unable to control their own thoughts. They're using human creativity and intelligence to plan their expansion into other star systems, Thompson explained. Everything the hegemony knows about warfare comes from human military minds forced to work for them. Dr. Rodriguez arrived with a portable version of her liberation equipment. "If we can introduce the virus into their central processing network, it should free everyone connected to the system simultaneously." The decision to deploy the virus carried enormous risk. If something went wrong, they might kill thousands of humans instead of saving them. But leaving the victims in their current state was also unacceptable. Jack made the difficult choice. "Do it, Doctor. We came here to save lives, not count casualties." Dr. Rodriguez connected her equipment to the alien network and released the Liberation virus into the central processing system. For several terrifying minutes, nothing seemed to happen. Then, one by one, the connected humans began opening their eyes and looking around with awareness and confusion. The mass liberation created chaos throughout the facility. Thousands of newly freed bio-warriors and civilians turned against their alien captors. The hegemony's automated systems, designed to manage compliant subjects, failed completely as awakened humans destroyed the machinery that had enslaved them. Marcus Webb, a former pilot who had been connected to the processing network for 8 months, joined Thompson's team as they fought their way toward the facility's control center. His knowledge of the alien systems proved invaluable for shutting down the conversion equipment. "The Liberation virus is spreading faster than the aliens can contain it," Marcus reported. "Every freed bio-warrior who makes contact with others creates a chain reaction of freedom." By the end of the day, the massive New York facility had been completely liberated. Over 30,000 humans were freed from various stages of conversion. The Redemption Squad had grown to include thousands of newly recovered bio-warriors, each one eager to help rescue others still under alien control. Jack stood in the ruins of the alien facility, watching freed humans help each other deal with their modifications and recovered memories. The victory was significant, but he knew the war was far from over. The hegemony still controlled other facilities around the world, and their leaders would not surrender easily. "What's our next move, Commander?" Thompson asked. Jack looked toward the sky, where alien ships still controlled Earth's orbital space. "We take this liberation virus global. Every bio-warrior on Earth deserves their freedom back. And then we show the hegemony what happens when humanity fights back with everything we have." Overlord Commander Vexthon stood in the control chamber of his massive mothership, watching Earth's surface through the view screen with growing fury. The liberation virus had spread across 3 continents in just 2 weeks. Millions of bio-warriors had broken free from hegemony control, turning against their former masters with the fury of the enslaved finally set free. Commander Jack Morrison received the intercepted alien communications in his new headquarters, established in the liberated New York facility. The message was clear and terrifying. Rather than lose Earth to human resistance, Vexthon had decided to activate the Omega Protocol. "What exactly is the Omega Protocol?" asked David Thompson, who now served as Jack's second in command. The recovered Marine captain had become a symbol of hope for freed bio-warriors everywhere. Dr. Amanda Rodriguez studied the alien technical data that Marcus Webb had recovered from the hegemony computer systems. Her face turned pale as she understood the implications. "It's a planetary sterilization system," she explained. "The hegemony mothership carries gravitational weapons designed to tear apart continental shelves. They can literally rip the planet's surface apart if they can't control it." Jack felt cold fear in his stomach. "How long do we have?" Marcus Webb, using his knowledge of alien systems, analyzed the intercepted data. "The gravitational weapons need 48 hours to charge fully. Once activated, they can reduce Earth to floating rubble in less than 6 hours." Lieutenant Rebecca Hayes coordinated communications with resistance forces worldwide. "Commander, we're receiving reports that the hegemony is recalling all remaining bio-warriors to their orbital ships. They're abandoning ground operations completely." The situation was clear to everyone in the command center. If humanity could not stop the Omega Protocol, their victory in liberating the bio-warriors would become meaningless. Every human on Earth would die, along with billions of other life forms. "We need to reach that mothership," Jack decided. "It's the only way to stop the gravitational weapons." Thompson studied tactical displays showing the alien fleet's position. "Jack, that ship is heavily defended. Getting close enough to board it would require a massive assault force." "Then that's what we'll give them," Jack replied. "Every freed bio-warrior, every human soldier, every resistance fighter on the planet. This is our final stand." Dr. Rodriguez had been working on modifications to captured alien technology. "I've discovered something important about the gravitational weapons. They're controlled by biomechanical systems that require human neural patterns to operate effectively." Jack understood immediately. "The aliens need bio-warriors to run their own weapons." "Exactly. But if we can get freed bio-warriors into direct contact with those systems, they might be able to turn the weapons against the hegemony fleet instead of Earth." Captain Susan Miller arrived from Australia with 200 freed bio-warriors from the Pacific Resistance. Her team had liberated the Sydney facility just days before. "Commander Morrison, we volunteer for the assault mission. Every one of my people would rather die fighting than watch Earth be destroyed." Over the next 36 hours, Jack assembled the largest combined force in human history. 12,000 freed bio-warriors, 20,000 human soldiers, and hundreds of captured alien vehicles prepared for humanity's most desperate gamble. The space assault began with recovered alien shuttles launching from every liberated facility on Earth. Bio-warriors, with their enhanced strength and reflexes, piloted the complex alien craft with skill that amazed their human passengers. Thompson led the primary assault team aboard a captured hegemony transport ship. His team included Marcus Webb, who understood the mothership's internal layout, and Dr. Rodriguez, who carried equipment needed to reprogram the gravitational weapons. "Remember, our goal is the central control chamber," Jack told his assault teams over the communication system. "Every minute we delay gives Vexthan more time to complete the Omega Protocol." The battle in space became a swirling chaos of alien ships and human fighters. Freed bio-warriors used their knowledge of hegemony, tactics to anticipate enemy movements. Human pilots, flying captured alien craft, brought creativity and unpredictability that confused the remaining enslaved forces. Jack's shuttle, piloted by Rebecca Hayes, penetrated the mothership's outer defenses through a cargo bay that Marcus Webb had identified as lightly defended. As they entered the massive alien vessel, Jack marveled at its size. The ship was larger than most Earth cities, housing millions of bio-warriors and alien controllers. The interior of the mothership proved to be a nightmare of biological and mechanical systems fused together. Corridors pulsed with organic material, while alien machinery hummed with deadly purpose. Bio-warriors, still under hegemony control, moved through the passages like living weapons, hunting for the human intruders. Thompson's enhanced senses proved invaluable for navigating the ship's maze-like structure. His team fought through waves of enslaved bio-warriors, using the liberation virus to free as many as possible during combat. Each freed warrior immediately joined the assault, creating a growing wave of liberation moving through the ship. "Jack, the gravitational weapons are almost fully charged," Rebecca reported from her position monitoring alien communications. "Vexthan is preparing to begin the bombardment sequence." Jack's team reached the central control chamber just as the massive gravitational weapons began their final activation sequence. The chamber was enormous, filled with biomechanical systems that combined alien technology with human neural networks. Dozens of enslaved humans were connected to the weapons control systems, their enhanced brains processing targeting information. Overlord Commander Vexthan stood at the center of the chamber, his own body heavily modified with biomechanical enhancements. He was larger than any bio-warrior Jack had seen, standing nearly 9 feet tall with 4 arms and eyes that glowed with intense red light. "Human insects," Vexthan spoke through a translation device. "You have chosen destruction over submission. Your species will serve as an example to other worlds that resist hegemony rule." Jack stepped forward, carrying Dr. Rodriguez's liberation equipment. We choose freedom over slavery. That's something your people will never understand. Thompson and Marcus Webb moved to flank the alien commander while Dr. Rodriguez approached the weapon control systems. The enslaved humans connected to the gravitational. Weapons looked at her with pleading eyes, unable to speak but clearly aware of their situation. "I can free them and reprogram the weapons," Dr. Rodriguez told Jack, "but I need time to connect my equipment to their neural interfaces." Vexthon activated personal weapons built into his modified arms, firing energy beams that could cut through solid metal. Jack and his team scattered for cover among the biomechanical control systems. The battle for the control chamber became a deadly game of movement and timing. Jack's team used their knowledge of human tactics, while Thompson employed his bio-warrior enhancements to match Vexthon's superior strength and speed. "The weapons are beginning to target Earth's surface," Marcus Webb reported, watching the alien displays with growing alarm. "We have less than 10 minutes before they fire." Dr. Rodriguez worked frantically to connect her liberation virus to the weapon control systems. The enslaved humans began responding to her treatment, their eyes clearing, as their original personalities resurged. "I remember how to operate these systems," one of the freed humans told her. "I was a weapons engineer before my capture. Give me access to the targeting controls." As the liberation virus spread through the weapon control network, the freed humans began reprogramming the gravitational weapons. Instead of targeting Earth's surface, they redirected the massive destructive force toward the hegemony fleet itself. Vexthon realized what was happening and fought with desperate fury to stop the humans from completing their work. But Jack's team, supported by newly freed bio-warriors flooding into the control chamber, proved too much for even his enhanced abilities. "The weapons are ready to fire," announced the freed engineer. "All targeting is locked onto the alien fleet. Awaiting your command, Commander Morrison." Jack looked at the tactical display showing hundreds of hegemony ships surrounding Earth. With one decision, he could end the alien threat forever, but using the enemy's own weapons of mass destruction felt like crossing a line he had never wanted to cross. Thompson placed a hand on Jack's shoulder. "They would have used these weapons to kill every living thing on Earth. We're using them to save our world and free our people." Jack nodded and activated the firing sequence. "Fire all weapons. Let's send the hegemony back where they came from." The gravitational weapons fired with the force of colliding stars. Commander Jack Morrison watched through the mothership's view screen as massive energy beams tore through the hegemony fleet like paper. Ships that had dominated Earth's skies for 3 years crumpled and exploded under the incredible destructive force of their own weapons. Overlord Commander Vexthon let out a roar of fury that echoed through the control chamber. His 4 arms moved with blinding speed as he made a final desperate attack on Jack's team. But David Thompson, enhanced by alien biotechnology and driven by human determination, intercepted the alien commander in mid-leap. The 2 enhanced beings crashed into the biomechanical control systems, sparking electricity and alien fluid as they fought. Thompson's marine training combined with his bio-warrior enhancements made him a match for Vexthon's superior size and strength. "This is for every human you enslaved," Thompson growled as he grappled with the alien leader. "This is for every life you destroyed." Dr. Amanda Rodriguez continued working to free the remaining enslaved humans connected to the ship's systems. With each liberation, more of the mothership's functions came under human control. The vessel itself was turning against its creators, as freed minds took command of its operations. Marcus Webb, using his knowledge of alien technology, began shutting down the ship's defensive systems. "Jack, I'm opening the cargo bays. Our people can board safely now." Lieutenant Rebecca Hayes coordinated the massive evacuation of freed bio-warriors and human prisoners from throughout the mothership. Thousands of people who had been enslaved for years finally walked free, their alien modifications making them stronger, but their human souls intact. The battle between Thompson and Vexthon reached its climax near the main weapon controls. Both fighters were bleeding from multiple wounds, but neither would surrender. Thompson's purely human determination proved to be the deciding factor as he managed to pin the alien commander long enough for other freed bio-warriors to subdue. "Him! It's over, Vexthon," Jack said, approaching the defeated alien leader. "Your fleet is destroyed. Your bio-warriors are free. Earth belongs to humanity again." Vexthon's red eyes dimmed as his life support systems failed. "You have won this world, human. But the hegemony controls thousands of others. We will return with greater force." "Then we'll be ready for you," Jack replied. "And next time, we'll come to you." The alien commander's eyes went dark as his biomechanical enhancements shut down permanently. The 3-year nightmare of alien occupation was finally ending. Dr. Rodriguez completed her work, freeing the last enslaved humans from the mothership's systems. Over 2,000 people had been rescued from the massive vessel, including scientists, engineers, and military personnel from dozens of Earth colonies. "Commander, we have complete control of the ship," reported Captain Susan Miller, who had led the Australian forces during the assault. "The alien technology is incredibly advanced. With proper study, we could learn to build our own starships." Jack looked around the control chamber, now filled with freed humans working alongside recovered bio-warriors. The same technology that had been used to enslave humanity could now serve human freedom and exploration. Thompson approached, his wounds being treated by freed medical personnel. Despite his injuries, his eyes showed more peace than Jack had seen since his rescue. "What happens now, Jack? The war is over, but we're all changed forever." Jack considered the question carefully. The bio-warriors could never return to completely normal human lives. Their alien enhancements were permanent, making them stronger, faster, and more durable than ordinary people. But their experiences had also given them unique perspectives on survival and determination. "We build something new," Jack decided. "The bio-warriors become the foundation of Earth's new defense force. We use captured alien technology to explore space and find other humans who might still be enslaved on distant worlds." Rebecca coordinated communications with Earth's surface, where celebration had broken out in every liberated city. "Commander, Colonel Lewis is requesting a full report. The Resistance Councils want to know about our plans for the captured alien technology." Over the following weeks, Earth began the massive task of rebuilding civilization. The bio-warriors, led by Thompson and his fellow Redemption Squad members, became teachers and protectors. Their knowledge of alien technology proved invaluable for understanding and adapting captured equipment. Dr. Rodriguez established research facilities to study the biological modifications that had been performed on the bio-warriors. While the changes could not be reversed, they could be refined and improved. The former victims of alien experimentation became willing volunteers for creating enhanced humans who could survive in space and on hostile worlds. Marcus Webb led teams of engineers in converting captured hegemony ships for human use. The technology was incredibly advanced, allowing for faster-than-light travel and sophisticated life support systems. Within months, Earth possessed a small but capable space fleet. 6 months after the liberation of Earth, Jack stood on the observation deck of humanity's first interstellar warship. The vessel had been built using a combination of captured alien technology and human engineering innovations. It was crewed by volunteers, many of them former bio-warriors, eager to help free other enslaved humans. Thompson joined him at the viewport, looking out at the stars with eyes that saw possibilities instead of threats. "The reconnaissance missions have confirmed it, Jack. The Centauri system has 3 worlds with human populations under hegemony control, colonies that were captured before the invasion of Earth. How many people? Our estimates suggest over 500,000 humans in various stages of conversion or enslavement. They've been under alien control for 5 years or more." Jack felt the familiar determination that had driven him through the darkest days of Earth's occupation. "Then we go get them. Every human deserves freedom, no matter how far from home they are." Rebecca, now promoted to admiral, approached with the final mission plans. "The fleet is ready, Commander. 12 ships, 3,000 crew members, half of them enhanced former bio-warriors. We have enough liberation virus to free any enslaved humans we encounter." The launch ceremony took place under Earth's night sky, with the same moon that had started their liberation shining down on humanity's greatest adventure. Citizens from around the world gathered to see their defenders depart for the stars, carrying hope and freedom to distant worlds. As the fleet engaged their faster-than-light drives, Jack reflected on how much had changed since that night when the supermoon first revealed the alien weakness. Humanity had not only survived invasion and enslavement, but had emerged stronger and more determined than ever. The bio-warriors, once symbols of defeat and subjugation, had become humanity's greatest strength, their alien enhancements combined, with human courage made them ideal for the challenges of interstellar exploration and liberation missions. Thompson, now serving as Jack's second-in-command aboard the flagship, looked forward to the challenges ahead. "Think we'll find more surprises out there?" Jack smiled as Earth disappeared behind them and the stars beckoned ahead. "I'm counting on it. Humanity has always been at its best when facing the impossible." The fleet jumped to faster-than-light speed, carrying Earth's message of freedom to the stars. Behind them, the blue world continued its eternal dance around the sun, now protected by orbital defense stations crewed by former bio-warriors who would never again allow their home to fall to alien invaders. The age of human expansion into the galaxy had begun, led by those who had suffered the worst of alien oppression and emerged unbroken. The bio-warriors who had once been weapons of conquest became champions of liberation, proving that the human spirit could not be destroyed, only temporarily suppressed. And in the depths of space, other enslaved humans looked up at alien skies and wondered if help would ever come. They would not have to wait much longer.